See? If you can hear my speaker, medyo ano siya eh, pagod na siya. Pause na. Okay? Then I'm going to open our hirap ng monitor natin. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Uy, meron pala tayo. So, for those who were waiting, meron pala. Okay, wait. I'm going to open our... The next meeting, you have to watch the the story of Saint Lasal, and then the little one, the story of Saint Benilde. And then I think our discussion will focus on the story of the two. So before you enter or before we open our class, I hope you already watched the 2 mini anime. Okay. It's an animation made by our alumni at Tunbro, also faculty and alumni of animation department. Yes. Okay. So today our module is about knowing your college. And then our learning outcome is about to recall the college milestone to recognize the college's advancement. Okay, and wait lang. I need to pin myself. Okay. And contribution to education and youth development based on its history. Okay, and then also relate vision, missions, and identity to its milestone to understand its root and culture and appreciate parts of its realization through class discussion and activities. So this one, in discussion and activities, I think activities next meeting natin, we're going to continue that activities next meeting. Siyang game. So we're going to create a game and demonstrate an understanding of the college policies and procedure to contribute to the standard of quality of learning and safety as guided by the student handbook. So you already have a copy of your student handbook here in Big Sky. So I suggest you scan and read about it, because I think when you enter school, there are a lot of policy and rules that if you don't read your student handbook, you might violate one of the rules. Like, for example, the dress code. Some student sometimes enter the school with the correct dress code, and then after going to the CR, they'll cut their t-shirt, they'll cut their shirts or skirt. So making it shorter will mean violating the rules of our dress code. So there are rules. Okay, so I hope that OSB or the security or the student our organization that monitor the student during here in our school compound, we're going to report you. So once you violate the rules, forget about the scholastic, if you're aiming for a scholastic or award. So sometimes it's part na hindi siya may bigay sa inyo if you violate a certain rules in school. So there are some rules that already kahit isang beses pa lang ginawa is talagang yung inyong award, or let's say you're aiming for cum laude, summa cum laude. So those things parang mawawala. Okay, so we have to obey the rules, especially our school is a Catholic school. So okay lang naman, it's okay for there are also some students who are not Catholics here, so they are allowed not to pray the Catholic prayer. So as part of respect for our religions, okay? So hindi sila pipilitin. Then describe the relevant academic and non-academic support services of the college to identify the appropriate offices that can help maximize your learning opportunities based on the school mandate. I also, the CSP Life coordinator reminded us, the CSP Life teachers, that all first year you need to join the student club, but you only have to join those who are legitimate. Don't create a illegitimate club. Okay, so you we have a recognized club here in school, so you can join them. I think I'm going to email you the list of club. Hindi ma-illegitimate. Pero kung let's say yung club nyo is for academic purposes naman or for the improvement of the student, siguro okay naman siya. Pero yun nga, we highly encourage that you join the existing club, or kung wala naman, kung say you don't like those existing club and then you want to create one group, I think there's a process of applying or creating a group in school. So because if you're going to create a group, the school provide budget, provide I think ano pa ba ibang pino-provide nila. Kasi may mga organization na I think once a year yung organization na yan na nagkakaroon ng parang exhibit. Okay? So I think CSDS, they have 4 groups. So hindi ako member. One is BDA for academics. Then the other one is dancer. Niwala kayo doon. Deaf as a dancer. Siguro, paano naman kaya naging dancer and deaf? They can't hear the sounds. Okay. No, they can feel the sounds. Okay. So, pwede rin silang mag-dance. Okay. So, next. Okay. For the introduction, student success is largely determined by the student experience during their first year. So, I suggest regarding this one, if there are a lot of student life accredited activities, I suggest if you're free and you can attend those activities, even more than 5, what requires for CSB Life is 5 activities. So you can attend more than 5. Okay, so it's an improvement. It's a guide. It's also additional skill for you to attend these activities. Okay, it will help you really survive the CSB life, your college life here in CSB, because some of them are training to improve your, let's say, if you don't know how to use Canvas, okay, I think Canvas. So there's a activity that teach you how to use Canvas for your presentations, reportings, designing. So it will help you in creating your little projects and also in part of your reporting. Then there are, I think, spiritual activities. So there are a lot. Okay. And also one reminder is when this, you only allowed to be late less than 15 minutes. So if the activity started, let's say the activity schedule is 8 to 12, you have to be there by 8 or 8:05. More than 8, or say you arrive at 8:16, your attendance will not be counted. So sayang. Okay? But they will not kick you out. So pwede pa rin kayo umattend even though you're late. But the problem is the accreditation of your attendance is not credited. Okay, when you're late more than 15 minutes. And then, let's say, okay na ako. I'm early when I open my seminars. So, let's say 12 o'clock, the activity is up to 12 o'clock. And then you leave at 11:30 or 11:45. So, nawala na kayo. They're still monitoring your attendance. Okay? So, if you leave early, that also counted as absent or counted as late. Parang balik na lang siya ng late. So, your attendance will not be also credited. So, these organizers for the CSBLIFE, also as CSB grad, are very strict. So, when they say 8 to 12, we have to be there the whole duration of the seminars. Okay? So, para hindi mawala yung name nyo doon sa attendance. Okay? Isang reason yun, kaya last term, there are a lot of students of mine ko-complain sila. So, Miss, why not before our names are included in the attendance? So, why but before mag-finals na, nung na-finalize yung attendance, some of their credited activities were lessened. So, for example, meron na silang 5. Tapos before mag-finals, nakita nila doon sa attendance kasi you have a different CSBLIFE Big Sky accounts. There you're going to see how many activities that you already attended and how many activities that already credited to you, nahandun siya. So, you'll see yung progress. Ang problema, during finals, nababawasan siya kasi the organizer, for example, the activity supposedly you're going to submit a reflection paper, but you forgot to submit the reflection paper. So, yung attendance nyo, tinanggal dun sa activity na yun or dun sa seminar. So, nawawala yung name dun sa mga credited, nababawasan yung mga credited activities nyo. That's the reason. Kasi last time nga, I think, for student of mine, when nabawasan yung credited activities nila, when I asked the coordinator about that, explanation niya is, Miss, na-verify ng organizer that those students were, they did not complete the required, let's see, reflection paper or the attendance, yung review nila attendance. Nakita doon sa attendance na nag-leave early o kaya late. I think possible yung nag-leave early kasi pag pumasok na yung name niyo doon sa attendance, I think pumasok kayo naman. Okay? So kasi hindi naman siya i-count yung late kayo. So yun yung reminder. So ano pa ba yung mga reminders na kailangan? So by Monday, for those who are going to attend for Team A, one is if kung lamigin kayo, can bring your jacket. Second, bring your ID. Kung wala kang ID, you can bring your SER or digital copy ng SER nyo. And then, before you enter, you fill up the health declaration. I'm going to send the link for the health declaration. The things that are required from you. Then also, if already you is entering the school, the main gate ang open. So, doon kayo papasok. Then, your bag will be scanned. Parang airport ito, meron siyang scanner for the bag. So, you don't need to open your bag. Just put it in the scanner. Okay? So, kung, I think, para sa mga food, kung nag-bring kayo ng baon, you can just declare that to the guard na, sir, food po ito. So, hindi nyo na kailangang pa-scan, especially kung may liquid, kasi pag may liquid, baka tumapon doon sa scanner, masira yung scanner natin. Okay, so, pwede nyo nang sabihin na, sir, pagkain po ito. So, separate nyo na lang, pwede yun. So, hindi nyo na kina-scanner. Next, dumiretso ulit tayo. Balik tayo na ngayon ng, so, okay na yung mga reminders ko, no? Next, for our springboard activity, the other one will be group. So next meeting na natin siya gawin, i-group po kayo. The grouping is about wala. Nawala na naman siya. Sorry ah. Paano ko mapapalit? Ayun. Okay. So, bakit ba? Excuse me. Okay. Hindi ko ma-share yung screen ko. So, our springboard activity is about what do you know about BLS CSB? So, my question is, why did you enroll at CSB? So, you can have it chat kasi kung gagamit tayo ng Jamboard, wala na akong screen. So, sa chat na lang natin. Sa Zoom chat natin lagay. Chat. Ito na. Post natin. So, you can put it in our chat box. What you know about CSB. So, or pwedeng chika about CSB, like Marites, let's say, for example, me, for example, what do I know about CSB before I enter CSB? So, CSB before, ang alam ko sa CSB, it's parang, before wag niyo kung, ang chika before, Marites about CSB is, tapunan siya ng mga kick-out ng DLSU. Yun yung nega before. That's what's the negative about CSB before I entered here. So, so yun yung negative about CSB before. So, it was change. Paano nag-change? Kasi arts subject became popular. So, mas umusan niya yung mga academic subject, academic courses. Naging popular yung paggawa ng mga animation, paggawa ng web design, yan, yung mga videos. So, naging popular ang CSB since we were the pioneer for the multimedia course natin. So, CSB ang first nag-offer ng multimedia subjects. Okay? And then, after multimedia, it branched out into photography, digital filmmaking, ano ba? Web. So, yun yung 3 branch out ng animation also. Animation. Nag-branch out yung multimedia. Okay. And then after that, we became seconds na highest na nakaka-earn kagad ng work, or second school na when we graduate, tayo yung pinaka-sinisik ng mga company for multimedia related projects. Okay, so okay, so mahal daw yung tuition. Okay, so academic curriculum. Okay, so before kasi yung first batch ng multimedia, nag-focus sila sa experience. So most faculty na kinuha is, I think, may minimum of 7 to 10 years experience sa field. Yes, Miss Elise?
How come I cannot edit the Jamboard activity?
No, we're not going to use the Jamboard. You just put it here in our chat. I'm going to copy this one, and then I'm going to put that as your part of your class activity or class participation. My problem is if I'm going to use a Jamboard, my monitor's too small, so nag-iisa lang siya, so I cannot see all of you and also the lessons. At home, I'm using 2 monitors. One is naka-focus sa inyo, and then the other one naka-focus sa lessons. And also, if I'm going to extend another apps, pwede ko siyang ilagay doon. Medyo malaki-laki yung monitor sa bahay. So, here at school, medyo maliit yung monitor na gamit ko, and also, nag-iisa siya. Kaya medyo limited yung access ko. Talagang isa pa yan sa limitation ko today. Okay? So you can put your comment here at the chat, Zoom chat. Okay? So what do you know about CSB? Kung hindi ko man siya mabasa lahat, I'm going to have it copied, and then I'm going to record them also as part of your class participation. Then the second springboard activity is the ideal college environment. I think this one I'm going to assign is as a group next meeting. Mga short lang naman siya, short discussion lang. Okay, so whoever wants to go to, it's okay to go. Okay. Okay, next is mukhang printer daw po ang SDA. I think sabi nila SDA is mukhang big Falcon. Alam niyo yan, yung sa bagay, masyado pa kayong yan para malaman yung Voltus 5. So, mukha siyang hideout ng Voltus 5. And then, isa sa mga reason din na nakakatawa pag if you're riding the LRT, so then you're going to pass the Vito Cruz, marinig yun sa mga other passengers, that building, hindi na natapos, bakit kaya? So every time they see SDA during at night, all they think about is bakit hindi natapos yung building na yan. Kasi kung makikita nyo, if you're going to see SDA building, mukha siyang puro framings, parang mukha siyang hindi tapos. Pero the thing is, tapos siya talaga. Ang daanan lang kasi ng pinaka-hallway lang ng school is sa perimeter ng building. Kaya nagmukha siyang scaffoldings. CSB has special courses for students with disability. Yes, meron sila. Like SDS, meron siyang course for, I think, ang course namin is Bachelor, it's Deaf Studies eh. About Deaf Studies. Meron lang nag-comment na iba, bakit daw Deaf Studies? Deaf na sila. Why do they need to study about deafness? So, knowing what you are, knowing who you are, mas madali mo ma-explain or madali mo advocate kung sino ka. So, most of our graduates, says Deyas, become teachers, become advocates, and then helping also other deaf na hindi pinalad makapag-enroll sa college. So most of our students are scholars, pero if they can or they are capable of enrolling, they will need to pay for the tuition fee. So parang regular student lang din. But most of them are scholars. So from different public school, deaf public school, so we offer a scholarship for the deaf. Okay. One in the school in terms of supports. Yes, I agree ako dyan, Miss Lagi. Best school in terms of arts kasi nga talagang CSB focus on arts courses. So nandito lahat halos yung mga courses niyo, especially nung nadagdag na rin yung architecture. Okay? So before, what meron tayo? We have fashion designing, animations, web designing, multimedia, digital filmmaking, industrial design, diba? Gaming, we have gaming. Tapos there are some subject na for cooking, pastries, and sa shrimp. Then also for the Smith, I think computer programming. So there are a lot of subject na very unique ang CSB meron. So if terms of academic subject na yung talagang major subject na mga na fully more on academics, DLSU kayo pumunta. Okay, so pero I do have a lot of DLSU students coming from the main na nagta-transfer to CSB kasi hindi naman dahil hindi na kaya yung subject na yun siguro lang mas nag-excel sila sa arts. So mas nakikita nila na they can na-enjoy nila yung college life nila as well as yun natapos nila yung mga courses nila kasi mas gusto nila yung arts. May mga ganun kasi talaga. Hindi lahat not all student are good in academics and not all academic na magaling sa academics is good in art. Okay? So makikita niya, we have different skills. Hindi swerte niyo na kung lahat ng skill were given to you. Okay? Not all. Kasi CSB were planning, kasi one of Miss Castillo, it's Mr.
Mr. po.
Mr. Sorry. From what you're hearing before going to Binil say that the school were for the rich kid. No, hindi naman. So there are a lot of scholars na rin nandito. Yes, Miss Elise.
What about the other one?
The other one, what?
The other junk boards.
The jump board, the environment. I think we're going to do this next meeting.
The other one, the one with the group, the environment, and there are two other ones. The one about the girl and the one
about what we were discussing is what do you know about DLSCSP, and the other springboard, other jump board is our ideal college environment, right?
when are we gonna do that?
Okay. Our ideal college environment, we're going to talk about that next meeting. Is it okay? Okay, so we're high school vibes. Yes. Before multimedia, CSB is very known for the stream department. So that department has a lot of student enrolled. Parang siya yung most populated course. So Catholic school tayo, pero we also accept Muslims and other religion. Others student na we'd have different religions. Kaya in terms of praying, na-allow natin silang hindi na mag-lead ng prayer during class. Kasi it's part of the DNA din ng CSP is first and last mag-pray before and after ng every class na. Walang show daw sa SDA, pero pwede po mag-overnight. Overnight. Shower. Okay. Shower. Wala siyang shower dun sa CR. Overnight, dun sa generator, yes. Kasi 24/7 yung generator. Yun yung first before, mga negative about na mga kick-out ng DNS yung nasa binid. Pero no, not anymore. Dati, ano siya, parang nilulook down, pero ngayon, hindi na. Hindi, parang I think, before yun yung pinaka marinig mo sa kanya. Pero sa ngayon, parang least na siyang marinig na yung negative about CSB. Very few na. Kasi nga, most of our graduate, we're hired kagad. Parang UPs. Second to UP tayo for the fastest student na madaling ma-hire sa mga company. Okay, so very nice. Tuwa naman ako sa inyong background sa CSB. So, first two subject ko, most of the comment is, sabi ng parents nila, I have to study in CSB. Sabi ng friends nila, they need to go to CSB because of animation courses. So, I think one of my section is most of that student is belong to animation courses. So now I need you to wait now. I want you to watch you already watched the CSB history. Did you already watch the CSB history? Kasi kung napanood nyo na siya.
No, ma'am.
Not yet. Okay. Wait lang. I'm opening the lesson for this week or the module. This module is already included in the Big Sky. So, and also the movie or animation about history, the hymn, and the prayer are already in Big Sky. So, nahihirapan ako sa mag-manipulate dito sa computer natin. Okay, so nasa yung share screen. So, these are the history of Lasaran presence in the Philippines. So, here we are. So, this is our Casa B. So, here, there is an animation presentation for this one. So, this is the first priest who bring these 9 brothers to the Philippines. So, it would be better if you're going to watch the animation. It's more, hindi nakakaano to. Pag ako kasi medyo, baka makatulog kayo. Wait, can you see the animation? No? Oh, no. Stop sharing. Share. Okay, so. Okay, play.
Doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. That is the tagline of the school we all know as De La Salle College of St. Benilde. It sees how unique every individual is. What kind of people are we? Why are we so different? Well, long ago, during the American occupation of the Philippines, the American Archbishop of Manila, Jeremiah Hardy, requested for the Lasallian brothers to come to the Philippines. They hesitated, but eventually agreed, sending 9 brothers to Manila, and in 1911, De La Salle College was established. Then, in 1978, Brother Andrew Gonzalez, FSC, became the president of the De La Salle University. During his time, the vision of Benilde as an educational innovator began. This vision was continued by Brother Rafael Donato, FSC. He focused on the community services that Benilde can do to help the communities in need. So it's no surprise that the school implemented this idea. Career development program made for working professionals. This was located in the St. Benilde Hall, now presently called Miguel Hall. It would later be called Community College in 1985. On May of 1987, the Arts and Business Studies area offered the Bachelor of Arts degree in Management, emphasizing human resources management, and a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration, major in computer applications. Then the big name came, Benilde, in 1988. Thus it was established, the De La Salle University College of St. Benilde. Why Benilde? No. Who is Benilde? Benilde was a 19th century French Lasallian brother from the region of Auvergne. Born 100 years after Saint de la Salle died, he was a small man, but so extraordinary at being a teacher that he clearly was gifted. He was also innovative in terms of the students he taught. He accommodated all kinds, rich, poor, married folk, single folk, young, old, and rowdy children. In fact, he even learned sign language so he could teach a deaf student who eventually received his first communion thanks to Benilde's efforts. What better character of a saint? Who else would teach without question or prejudice, or accommodates anyone no matter what? But the students were increasing. They needed a new building. So in 1989, they moved to 2544 Taft Avenue, Manila. It formally opened in August 11. The land where the Taft building is on was owned by LBP Leasing Corporation, connected to the Land Bank of the Philippines. The building, on the other hand, was designed by architects like Rogelio Villarosa and Gines Rivera. That's why the plaza in Taft is called Plaza Villarosa. It also houses the Lord of the Resurrection sculpture by Napoleon Abueva, National Artist for Sculpture, the only Boholano to have ever received such a distinction. 1988 was when the college's general education curriculum was absorbed by the Business Studies area to provide a more cohesive and program-driven education. Eventually, this would be renamed as the School for Multidisciplinary Studies. Then, in 1991, the School of Design and Arts opened with its first degree program, Bachelor of Science in Industrial Design. By far, one of the best things the school would have done, and would definitely have impressed St. Benilde himself, was introducing vocational programs for the deaf in bookkeeping and accounting, truly embracing all kinds of learnings. 10 years later, in 2001, the programs would be enhanced and reestablished as the bachelor's degree under the School of Deaf Education and Applied Studies. 1994 would be another big year. The De La Salle University College of St. Benilde was granted autonomy. Oh yes, after a year of the first student admission, Benilde became independent from the De La Salle University itself. November of that year saw the ratification of its constitution, rules, laws, and Benildean values. In 1996, Benilde saw the need to offer short courses for learners specializing in particular skill sets. Thus, a certificate program center was established. Later, it will be called the School of Professional and Continuing Education. The Grants and Aid was also established on this year. It would later be called the Student Grants Office, whose purpose would remain the same, to financially help students study in Benilde. This was also the year when the School of Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management was born. Grand celebrations were held and active. However, the construction of the building would not start until 1998 and would not be complete until 1999. It formally opened in August of that same year. Near it is the Solomon Guest House located at Ayala Street, where SHRM students take additional OJTs. This four-star hotel was made possible also due to the efforts of Dr. Angelo Kim. self-made Chinese billionaire and well-known philanthropist. In 1997, first graduation rites independent from the De La Salle University were held by Benilde. Benilde went physical on March of 1998. What I mean is, Benilde officially became a member of the National Collegiate Athletic Association, or NCAA. This was during the leadership of Brother Rolando Dizon FSC, and the college has hosted the NCAA twice, first in 2006, then in 2013. In 2006, it won second place overall. In 1999, the Multimedia Arts program was offered, the first of its kind in the country at that time. In 2000, the Bachelor of Arts in Music Production was offered, again, the first in the country. During this year as well, the bidding for the architect for the ambitious SDA campus construction began. In 2001, SDA was invited and later became a partner school of the Post-Secondary Education Network International, an international partnership of colleges and universities specializing in educating those with hearing impairment. A name change came again in 2004 as the word university was dropped. Thus, we are now De La Salle College of St. Benilde, to truly show our independence. It is also interesting to note that from 2003 to 2004, the president was a woman, Dr. Carmelita Quebenco. So far, she is the only woman to have been president. The third campus was finally inaugurated in 2007, during the time of interim president, Brother Dodo Fernandez, FSC, the School of Design and Arts campus. Its strange look was made to inspire creativity. According to principal designer Ed Calma, every space is a design workspace. All the corridors and common areas where students converge can be galleries for displaying students' works. Brother Armin Luiso, FSC and president of the college from 2004 to 2006, described the SDA campus as a jewel in the crown of the De La Salle University system schools. The building's design was indeed revolutionary and one of De La Salle's most ambitious projects. To top off this spectacular year, the courses for animation, digital filmmaking, and photography were offered by the SDA, the first of their kind in the country. At this time also, the happy and accommodating Brother Victor Franco FSC became the college's first brother president. Truly, 2007 had so much icing on CSB's cake. Furthermore, our honor was added to when on August 12, 2008, Jose Ramos Horta, East Timor president, visited Benilde and gave a talk called United in Faith, Partners in Nation Building, during his 4-day visit to the Philippines. This was the first time a foreign head of state has visited the college. In 2009, the Bachelor of Science in Information Technology major in Game Design and Development for Smith was established, the first IT program anchored in game design and development in the Philippines. In this year, Benilde also offered Bachelor of Science in International Hospitality Management, the first and only transnational international double degree program in the Philippines. This is in partnership with Institut Vatel in France. Another innovation began in 2010 when Tunbro Animation Studio, a proposed incubation center by the animation department for young animators and designers, mainly targeting the MMA and AV animation students, was established. They began creating an animated movie about the life of Saint De La Salle called Prayer. This will be shown in 2013, the first animated feature produced by the De La Salle College of St. Benilde. In fact, this studio made this animated feature you're watching right now. In 2011, CSB launched the Brother Miguel Febres Cordero building, home to offices that provide support services to students. This includes artist formation, student organization and publication, and community development offices. It was named after a crippled Ecuadorian Lasallian saint, known for being a scholar, teacher, and innovative educator. St. Jaime Hilario Center was also established on this year. It was named after the Spanish saint who remained loyal to his faith in Christ to the point of execution during the Spanish Civil War. With this center, Benilde empowers persons with disabilities by providing computer applications training and employment assistance. Last year, we were on the verge of change. The film Mana, directed by Gabriel Fernandez, chairperson of the production design program, premiered before Brother Vic ended his term as president. He handed down the college presidency to tech-savvy brother Dennis Magbanwa, FSC. So what's in store for us? In 2014, CSB Hotel will reopen as Hotel Benil, a new enhanced Lasallian brand of service. Add to that the newly opened Andrew Cafe, a gourmet restaurant at the Miguel Febres Cordero grounds in CAF campus. The strategic plan was also presented to the Benildian community. 2014 marks Benil's starting line as we think inclusivity and innovation. Inclusivity means increasing the number of students who have special learning needs, are PWDs, and or are financially challenged from 22% to 30%. Innovation. 85% of graduating students demonstrate their expertise in their areas of specialization. They should be able to do collaborative and innovative projects that improve the quality of life for everyone, especially for the poor. All of this by 2018. This year is also Benil's silver anniversary. As we look back and see the milestones of our college, we are convinced that 25 is just the beginning. So that's us for you. How's that for extraordinary?
Okay. After that, I'm going to show you the so after the history. Our statement of identity is faithful to our Catholic heritage and inspired by our founder Saint John Baptist de la Salle and patron Saint Benil Romanson. De La Salle College of Saint Benil is a community of learners that foster the holistic development of person from the service society, for the service of the society and for the church. Okay, so De La Salle, our vision is De La Salle College of Saint Benil is committed to building a just humane society by being in the forefront of innovative education that is accessible to the poor and diversely gifted learners. So, if you recall the Benil history, so our vision and our statement identity really shows in our history. Okay, so if in the future you're going to volunteer for the school services and other activities that being provided by the school, you will learn different or different variety of people are going to meet, not only learn, but you're going to meet different peoples, all walks of life, and not only in Manila but also in other part of the country. So we're conducting, let's see, this one summer of service, where every summer CSB look for volunteers to provide or help our community, which is from Abra down to Mindanao. So there are different types of community that CSB faculty students and other leaders help them, or for example for the community they will inform the organizer or the coordinator the things that they need to learn for them to let's say for example they need to learn to cook for something like they need for selling or to put up a small business. So a student in St. Benil here in CSB will prepare food that being sold on the street, or create new things that can be sold on the street. So they will teach them to the community so that this community can learn or can put up a new business. Then also if the community wants to learn how to create dresses for the fashion student, they're going to volunteer to teach them how to create dresses. Okay, and for the food, I think the student from stream are responsible for that, or any courses that new, or any student that has a skill to teach how to properly cook, uh, to build a business. For us, for the deaf, we also volunteer to teach other student or out of school youth that are not capable or were not blessed to enroll in college or even in high school, and then still in the community, not that don't that really are not exposed to how to read and write. So they were being taught how to sign, and then later on they're being taught how to uh, read and write. Okay, so those are part of the CSB volunteer. And also last time, since Filipino Sign Language were introduced to the Philippine community, or here in the Philippines, it was mandated to that our language of teaching for the deaf is Filipino Sign Language. So our department, or our STAs, were volunteer to help public school teacher to know how to sign the basic sign language, so that they can teach the deaf student in signs, because most of the problem in the provinces, student or deaf student were not able to understand the teachings of the teacher, since the teacher only write the lessons and then ask the deaf student to copy it without learning or without understanding. So most of them, I think most of them reach high school, since you, I think that was only the offer, the government offer for the deaf students. So here in CSB, uh, some of the SDS faculty went to different part of the countries to look for deaf students who are capable of, I think, very smart student, uh, and capable to study further than high school, or can finish college. So they were being offered a scholarship. So after finishing college, they will go back to their community and then teach other deaf students who were not able to or pass the examination in CSB. Okay, so yun yung parang paying it forward. Okay, so because hindi naman the CSB cannot afford to let all the deaf students or let them give the full scholarship. Kasi we can only handle this much. Parang I think before we accepted 30 students only every year, 30 students, 30 scholar students. And then now it bring, I think it's only 12 students this term or this year. So it was lessened. Okay. So that's the history of and also okay. This one, the resilient prayer. So every start of the class and every end of the class, we should be praying the resilient prayer. So my worry is last term, I assigned this one to the first student that I gave this assignment. The problem is she was a Muslim. So I asked her first, can you read the prayer? So Miss, I'm sorry, but it's against my religion. So yun yung I cannot force you to pray this one, especially if it's against your religion. So just inform me if let's say you're a Muslim or a Buddhist, or you cannot, or even I think Christians, but this is a Catholic. I think this is a Catholic prayer. So if you're going to for the Catholic, you can just read this one for the opening and closing of class. But also for the deaf, if they are a Muslim, partner student will going to sign for this prayer, and then the assigned student who are going to pray will have to lead a personal prayer of her own for the class. So ganun yung setup. So for your other subject, I think you are required to pray. Okay, so also supposedly we as a CSB Live, you're required to pray. So if ever next meeting, not ever, next meeting, going to ask each one of you as volunteer na lang. So going to ask a volunteer to pray for our Lasarin prayer. Okay, so that will be part of your class participation. So paano if ang tanong naman nila is paano ko? I have different religions, so I don't have a class participation in with regards to the prayer. So hindi naman siguro. If you're going to pray, not only this Lasarin prayer or personal prayer, pwede din naman siguro. Okay? Just as long na hindi may respeto with other different religions. Okay? So, kailangan i-respect natin yung different religions that we have, especially for our classmates. Okay? So, here are alma mater of De La Salle. So, every time, every graduation, every program, you will hear this one. So, I think better to, nasaan na yung plane to? Okay. Here also, different school in different part of the country are being shown. Okay. Nasa na? Ay, mag-pray. Nasa yan? Lang. Daming technical problem. Mhm. Mm. Okay, so this one. So these are the images of different school in the Philippines which belong to De La Salle.
A shield of green and white, we'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fail. Hail to be our alma mater, hail, hail, hail. Hail, hail, alma mater, hail to De La Salle. We'll blow your banner high and bright, the shield of green and white. We'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fail. Hail to be our alma mater, hail, hail, hail. Hail to be our alma mater, hail, hail, hail.
And the last one will be the hymn of Saint Benihot. Ano, kompleto na natin yung ating okay, so every program in Saint Benilde, you can hear this one.
Raise your voices, sing your praises, hail Saint Benilde. Pride and honor we proclaim to thee, O Saint Benilde. A teacher of the Christian youth, a prudent man of God. Inspire us in a life of prayer as we learn in truth and love. Raise your voices, sing your
Kompleto na ang ating lesson. Okay, so next in line with is here's the lyrics. Okay, next is the student support service and offices. I think this is part of the quiz. Your quiz is about 10 questions. Fill in the blank, true or false, and then the reason. It's only consists of 10 questions, and then you can maximum of 2 trials. So just in case yung internet connection nyo na cut off during while you're taking your quiz, so you can still have a second try, second attempt. So whichever is higher, yun yung may kukunin nating score ng quiz nyo. Okay, so yun lang yung activity for this week. It's a quiz. I think I already opened it. So if ever na hindi nyo ma-open, inform me agad para that there are still glitches dun sa bagong CSBLIFE grant na package na install sa Big Sky. Just in case, inform para maayos na. Okay, so wait, there are different offices. Okay, one is the academic advising. So this, I think all of you already experienced this academic advising. So faculty, I think this is part of the faculty or one of the faculty in your area or in your course. So we have different courses or different subject that have different academic advisor. So for example, multimedia, they have, how many advisors do they have? I think one. So for the STS, only one. For the STA, there are a lot of academic advisor. It depends on the course you are taking. So you have to know who's your academic advisor because every time you enroll, these are the people going to meet and advise you which subject you need to enroll. So for example, you already enrolled your subject, but the prerequisite is wrong. So you have to or before you enroll it, the academic advisor will have to approve your enrollment list. So yung list of subject that you want to take. Okay, so para walang mamali or walang sayang. Kasi before, I think a student of mine, namali siya ng enrollment. So, yung second subject na in-enroll niya, it was parang sayang, kahit bayad na siya, pero hindi siya ma-credit kasi yung subject prior dun sa subject na yun, na-fail niya. So, hindi siya pinayagang ma-enroll. Okay, so kahit naka-enrolled na sa kanya, hindi pa rin niya pwedeng kuhanin. So, magandang you have to go to academic advisor para all subject that you enroll are credited. Okay, so we should make sure na dadaan tayo dito. Okay, Center for External and Internal, Center for External Linkages. I think this one is for the yung mga mga marketing natin. So, nagmamarket ng ating mga courses. So, I'm not really sure kung which one yung minamarket nila, pero I think these are yung mga connections. Okay? So, sometimes yung mga, let's say, OJT, yung mga company na nag-hire ng mga student natin. So, may mga different offices na ino-contact nila para to get the services of our OJT. So, hindi na kayo mahirapan. But for the hearing, kasi for the deaf, we developed this office that help our deaf student to look for a company that will hire them for an OJT. Okay? Kasi for them, it's very hard to apply on their own, especially they need an interpreter if they're going to a different company. So for the hearing, I think for the hearing student, it will be much more easier to communicate with the company na napili nila for OJT. Okay? But minsan you have to coordinate also the company that you're going to apply for an OJT. For example, you already been hired by that company, you have to coordinate with them and also here at school because mami, they are taking advantage of your skill. Okay? So, yun naman yung, those are the things that the school avoided. Kasi there are some instances that company were taking advantage of the students' skills. Okay, so parang they given them lot of projects, pero it turned out, hindi naman pala sila official na parang to hire. Supposedly, these companies are giving you skills or adding skills to your already academic academic learned skill. So these are actual skills of company, but some were not really training the student. So, but parang they just taken you for manpower. So that's the one that ang iniiwasan ng company ng school. Taking advantage of the student skill. Okay. Then student tutorial, this one, I think this is located at the LRC. For those who wants to have a parang body system in study. So, pwedeng kayong mag-seek ng tutorial services dun sa LRC. These are also students who have the same courses that you have. So, parang mas, yun nga lang higher year sila. So, they can teach you. Kasi since tapos na nila yung mga subject na yun. Siguro just as regarding the student tutorials office. Most of I think before ang nagigain ng natutulungan ito yung our blind student kasi yun nga medyo hirap din sila mag-navigate. Okay? And then isa kasi I think one of our students na graduate na blind, they really take this office the student tutorial. Okay, it helped him a lot. Okay, then Center for Learning Resource, ito yung CLR. These are the library. Okay, so we have different library and 3 different campus. There are library in SDA, which is I think at the 7th floor. Here in main campus, we have 2. One is on the 2nd floor and then one is on the lower ground. Okay. So I think on the 2nd floor, there are audiovisual things that you can borrow or also you can watch inside the LRC room. There are small cubicle there that you can watch your favorite movie or I think mga old movies that being related to your other subjects. Okay. Next is this digital technology office DTO. This one, I think this is the office that handle your computer info account for you to manage your Big Sky, or you can open your Big Sky and also other email services. Sorry. Then Office of the Institution Effectiveness and Research. This group also, I think they are assigned to have research because part of the colleges, we have to have a lot of research material for the student to use and also for the improvement of our study. Okay. So also for those faculty and staff that taking their MA, their thesis is also being a copy of their thesis also given to this department. Then Center for Intellectual Property Management is ito yung nag-handle ng our intellectual property rights or IP. So every project that you created or every capstone or thesis that you submitted to the school, they put their parang license or intellectual property rights to it's belong to you and also belong to the school. Okay, so you can have a copy of them, so you can do whatever you want to your copy, and also for the school, it being used to advocate or also as part of the research material for other students. Okay, and then help desk assistance. This one is also located. I think it's located at DTO. So for those who have having difficulty about manipulating their um, account in computer, so these things, especially in your big sky. So this help desk assistance also in your computers. Yung guy kanina, part siya ng sa mga borrowing equipment ng LRC. So, yun nga, if you want a sound system, lapel, so if you're going to reports or something, you can borrow items from there. Kapalit, in exchange of your ID. So, pag nakalimutan yung isoli yung item, hindi kayo makakapasok next time kasi yung ID nyo nasa kanila, naka-hold. Then, binilled mail is part of our communication. So, this is also connected to our big sky and also part of the binilled group. Meron tayong specific binilled mail address. Okay, so you have a specific binilled mail address. So mine is Teresa.Quintanilla at binilled.edu.ph. Okay, so lagi may kadokso na at binilled.edu.ph. So yung name nyo lang, yung first name, that's separation for the surname, and then yung at binil. So most of us ganun yung email. But if you have parang may classmate kayo or meron kayong schoolmate na with the same names as yours, I think merong special email ad na ibibigay sa inyo. Especially those students who has long names. Parang 4 na names, first name. Minsan they cut it short. Okay? So Center for the Institution, the Venom text blast, I think this is a part of the email blast for the school, and just in case there's announcement for cancellation of classes, emergency, ano pa may ba? Basta news blast for the school. Okay, so dito or sa Big Sky. Then Center for the Institutional Communication, CIC, these are the offices that market our product, market our courses, this market the whole school. Okay, so, and then they are also the one who approve all posters that being posted inside the school, also parang official marketing materials na gusto nyong i-promote na connected ng school, you have to coordinate with the CIC. And then also yung placement ng mga logo. So they're the one who control it. And you cannot post any official announcement without the CIC approval. Then Center for Social Action, these are, I think, these are the group that help volunteers, or these are the offices that look for a volunteer that help, let's say, for the community na there's a parang stricken by disaster like typhoon, earthquake. So they are the one who collect donations and then distribute to those as stricken by calamity. Okay, and then they also look for volunteers. Then service learning SL, this one these are the group that monitors, evaluate those subject that has a service learning component. So it means that in your subject, there are some subject that has this learning or service learning input. For example, in STS, photography class has a service learning component. So when we create our project, we create this for certain offices or a certain client. This client is coordinating with the service learning office and also with our department. So when we create a project, the student will be grouped together and then present this to the client. And also this client will have to approve your project, and they're going to decide if ever it's going to be revised or if it's going to be approved. So sila yung magde-decide about your grade. So part ng grading system is sila. Pero hindi naman lahat. Okay? So I think portion of your grade will come from the partner of the service learning group. So may mga ganun kayo. Parang at the early start ng subject nyo, meron na kayo kagad na parang OJT. But this things is group, parang NSTP. Okay? So it's like an NSTP, but this one, it's more on parang professional, like let's say photography. Kasi I think NSTP is about volunteering work for the community. Tama ba ako? Sa NSTP. Kasi sorry, anong graduate ako, wala pang NSTP. So medyo I'm older than you, parang sobra. So wala kami NSTP. I think CAT yata yung meron kami. So NSTP parang kapalit din siya ng CAT, pero parang mas marami yata yung sa inyo kasi sa mga boys, I think may NSTP na kayo, may CAT pa kayo eh. Parang ganun. So dami. So, pero I think good side about that is yun nga, mas na-prepare kayo sa environment or yung talagang actual na nangyayari sa community. Then, about the center for admission, I think this one yun yung nag-admit sa inyo about pagpasok niyo sa school. I think ito yung mga tumatanggap ng mga requirement for first year center admission, right? So, and then career and placement unit, this one, pag graduating na kayo, you have to attend 3 CPU accredited activity, just like CSBLIFE, meron kayong 5 accredited activities na kailangan nyo ma-attendan. CPU also required graduating student of CSB, any courses, basta graduating, you have to complete 3 accredited activities before last term. If you ignore this activity, you're bound to repeat the subject. But this term, pinalitan nila yung percentage of career or this requirement. Ginawa nila 20%. Last term is 30%. So if you fail this one, pag wala kayo nito, surely magpa-fail kayo sa subject na CSB grad. But this term, luckily, binago nila yung percentage. So even though you finish only 2, there's a possibility na hindi na kayo babaksak. Okay, so last term meron ako, I think, so bad news. So 170 student ko, I think mga 10 or 15 yata yung nabaksak ko sa CSB grad. So since ito rin yung reason, yung CPU accredited, hindi, inignore nila. Okay, so once you are taking your CSB grad, so yung in-neglect yung mga accredited activity. So yun yung reminder. Then Binil Wellbeing Center, these are the group that, these are the counselors. So just in case you have problems with, let's say, super stressed na kayo sa subject, super stressed na kayo sa mga teacher nyo. So you can talk to these people, so para malaman nila kung asa na yung inyong kung super stressed na ba kayo, so parang baka may maitulong sila. So they can talk to your faculties. So parang magbigay din ng parang allowances for you. Na nangyari, for example, super stressed na kayo. Hindi naman malalaman ng mga classmates nyo. Mayroong mga special na binibigay. Hindi naman super special, hindi na kayo magsasabit ng project, ha? Hindi ganun ka-special. Magsasabit pa rin kayo, pero I think the submission date will be slight delayed. Okay? So yun yung mga ganung special treatment. If this Binil Wellbeing Center assured na-analyze nila na certainly there's a problem with So, hindi naman porke may problem, sira ulo na ha, hindi gano'n. So, yung parang ano lang, kasi lalo na ngayon, nandun pa rin tayo sa online. So, marami talagang super stress na rin. Okay, so wag niyo siyang balewalain. Then, culture and arts units, ito yung for the arts and culture. So, sila yung mga, I think, part sila nung nag-display. Like, for example, yung sa campus art, ito naman sila yung sa exhibit ng mga art na ginawa ng student. So, they exhibit this here makikita nyo ito sa mga canteen, na usually mga wall. Tapos yung mga freedom wall ng mga iba't ibang area sa CSB, may makikita yung campus art. Okay, so yung culture naman, I think this one yung mga performing arts. Yung mga dancer natin, yung choir, yung chorus ng Binildo, yung ano to, may mga, okay, dalawa lang yan. Meron pa isa yung sa drama yata. Okay, pero kasi hindi ako masyadong nanonood. Mas nakikita ko yung performing arts nila. Then have for innovation for inclusion, the hi-fi. This group, this one is continuous research for innovations and inclusion. So if they found out na meron kayong mga ideas na I think na sa tingin nila it will grow or it will profit, nagbibigay sila ng parang capital, okay, or budget for the project. So ito yung hi-fi. Then, pag naging successful yung project, i-launch nila sa school. Okay? So, parang mga project siya na tingin nila for advancement. Then, Center for Partnership and Advancement. Okay, so ito naman yung, I think, CPA. For ano to, I think sa mga OJT din. Okay, so yung mga partner natin, mga company. Then I think para mas clear, so you can have it read sa student handbook natin. So may detailed about these offices. Okay, so just in case medyo namali ako, you have to read dun sa ating document ng student handbook. Center for Emergency Management Safety and Security. Ito yung mga security, hindi mo security guard lang. So these are the employee na nag-handle ng security natin sa loob at labas ng campus. Okay, so there are security guard na hindi nyo alam na security guard ng CSP na nagmamonitor ng safety niya nasa labas ng school. Okay, so kala nyo lang nasa loob lang yung mga security guard natin. We also have security guard outside monitoring yung safety nyo kasi for example, galing kayo sa main, going to SDA, so tatawid kayo, so may mga nag-a-assist sa inyo. Hindi nyo lang napapansin. Hindi kasi sila naka-uniform. Parang mga ano sila. Parang house detective, parang gano'n. So, sinecheck nila. Monitor kayo nila. Okay? So, don't worry. For safety yun natin. And then, campus parking and vehicle. I think this one is para dun sa SDA. And I think yun lang yung available natin, may parking lot sa SDA. From today up to 17, libre yung parking natin. So, try nyo hanapin yung contact number nila para just in case meron kayong dalang sasakyan. Sa ngayon, libre pa, pero sa susunod niyan, meron na yan mga, I think, parking fee. Okay, the next is register office. Ito yung nagko-control. Dito kami nagsasabihin ng grade nyo. So, kung may deadline kami sa inyo, RO also have deadline for your grades, submission ng grades. So, pagka hindi kami nakapag-submit, may memo kami kagad. Pag hindi nyo naman binigay sa amin yung grade nyo, hindi memo nga abutin nyo. Kulang yung grades nyo or either kulang or mababa ang grades. Or pinaka-worst is failed na grade. Okay, so hopefully, ang pinaka-crucial sa atin, ang pinaka-napapansin kong very crucial, is during consultation of grade. So most of the students think, ay, pasado na ako dyan. So I don't need to consult my grade anymore. No, wag. Kasi sometimes may mga sinasubmit kayo, hindi naman nakakarating sa akin. May mga glitches kasi minsan dun sa Big Sky natin. So listing ko, kulang pa kayo. Tapos all the while, alam nyo, kumpleto na kayo. Tapos pag nag-submit na ako ng grade sa SIS, tapos sasabihin sa, Miss, bakit ako failed? Tapos papakita ko sa inyo yung reason. So, hindi ko na siya mababago kasi na-submit ko na siya. Mahirap i-prove na nagkamali ako ng lagay ng grades kasi hindi niya naman siya na-submit. Kaya pinakamaganda before submission of grade ninyo sa system, you have to meet me doon sa ating consultation of grades during finals. Okay, so yun yung pinaka-crucial. Doon marami, hindi na nagpapakita yung estudyante. So nobody attended this meetings anymore. So especially yung tatlong last meeting. Doon ko inaano, so, ito pa yung mga, these are the things that you lack, so kulang ka nito, baka bumaksak ka. So minsan may mga na pumabasa kahit dalawa yung i-submit niya lang doon. Kasi dinadirect ko na siya, ito yung, siguro i-prioritize mo yung final project mo and then also this group reporting since wala ka pa dito. So, individual, meron ka ng score. So, ito na lang yung kulang mo. Pag hindi ka nagbigay nito, pwede kang bumaksak. So, mga ganun advice. Kaya maganda kung wag naman the last week. Kasi baka may marami pa kayong requirement na isa-save or isa-submit. Mahihirapan kayo mag-submit ng napakaraming kulang. And then also, for example, today nyo kinausap mo yung submission ng grade namin. Huwag naman po ganun. Okay, you have to talk to me before, I think, mga 5 days before submission ng grade. So, malalaman nyo naman yung submission ng grade namin since nasa schedule siya ng school. So, mga 5 days before nun, hindi pa kayo nakakapag-submit ng finals nyo. Nakalampas na yung submission ng finals. And then, tapos na rin ako mag-check. Kaya maganda kinukuha ko yung number nyo dun eh. So, pwede ko kayong i-text just in case yun na lang yung kunan nyo. Kasi minsan, ako din sa mismo sa akin, nanghihinaya ko niya, final project na lang yung sasubmit nyo. Hindi nyo pa sinubmit. Tapos, yun na lang yung points para pumasa kayo. Hindi nyo pa na sinubmit. Kasi all the while, akala nyo pasado na kayo. Or all the while, akala nyo na-submit nyo na. Okay, so, yun yung maganda. Kaya, minsan, kasi sa dami nyo, maganda, ma-attend kayo ng 3 meetings before finals. Okay? So, yun yung pinaka-advice ko para wala namang pumaksak sa atin. Okay? Then, kasi once na napunta na yung grade niyo sa system ng RO, sorry, hindi ko siya mapapalitan kahit sulatan niyo pa ang dean niyo. Siguro yun nangyari sa akin last time. Okay, Center for Lasayan Ministry, this one is ito yung nag-hold ng retreat and ano pa ba? Basta this is about our spirituality. So most of the thing na ginagawa nila is yung schedule of mass, then retreat for the student. So meron kayong, I think, 1 retreat. Isa, nakalimutan ko. So I think 2 activities for CLM. Huwag niyo ma-miss out siya kasi maganda rin siya, parang pahinga rin siya ng mind niyo. Tapos, yung spiritual niya naman yung binubuhay niya. Okay? So, good siya. Food services, ito yung sa canteen. So, sa canteen natin, pwede nating evaluate sila ha. Kung let's say, hindi niya nagustuhan yung pagkain or there's something wrong. May yearly evaluation ng food services natin. So, lahat yan. Then, finance department, ito yung nagpe-finance lahat o team bumibili ng mga gamit, equipment na needed by the student. So, every now and then, mga estudyante, the student also can suggest equipment kung kaya ng school, yung budget na yun. So, yung faculty yung parang nagagather din ng idea. Tapos, kami rin kasi nagsasuggest sa deans kung ano yung mga, sa deans or chairs, kung ano yung mga nire-request ng mga estudyante. Huwag naman yung medyo mahal, sobrang mahal. Kasi usually, 1:1 yan eh, pagka bumili ng equipment. So, for computer, computer class, so isang computer, isang estudyante. Okay, so, pagkaya, bibigyan ng school yan. Magalo. Okay, so yeah, nag-iisa ako dito sa pinakamalaking room ng SDS, kaya medyo masyado ng malamig. Okay, General Administrative Service and Offices. Yeah, so these offices control the cleanliness of our school. Sila yung sa maintenance. And also, chine-check din nila yung mga, hindi naman yung building, chine-check din nila yung safety natin. So for example, may natapong tubig or pagkain. So, linisin nila kagad kasi baka may madulas or safe. Iniisip talaga nila yung ano natin, kapakanan. Okay? And then next is Center for Health and Medical Services. This one kung ito yung nag-check ng health nyo. For example, may lagnat kayo bago kayo pumasok. So, pag pumasok kayo sa gate, bukod sa health declaration, papakita nyo, you have to check your temperature. And then, pag mataas yung temperature nyo, dadalhin muna kayo sa clinic. Ito yung clinic. Also, meron tayong random check for those who are using drugs. So, na-detect din nila. So, may mga random check ang ginagawa itong medical services na to. So, sometimes, hindi na, niya isang class, meron silang tatawagin sa class niya. For example, 3 or 2 students from that class, tatawagin nila and then, check lang yan. Random check. Talagang hindi nyo alam kung kailan kayo tatawagan. So, yun na yun. May mga ganong incident sa school. And then, meron din tayong mga aso ng mga dogs na nag-snip na mga ganyan. Kaya may mga estudyante ako dati na pinapasa sa akin yung mga bawal na ano. So, sabi ko itapon. Okay? So, wag na lang magdala. Okay? Information and orientation services. I think these are the group that orient and inform sa school. Hindi lang sa mga estudyante, pati staff, and then mga faculty. So, sa lahat. So, sila yung nagko-control ng parang information disseminations. Okay? Then, international student services. I think ito yung para sa mga, syempre mga foreign student natin. So, may mga ibang requirement din sila to stay here in the Philippines. And so, also in school. So, may mga student visa sila. So, pagka medyo pass na or paso na yung kanilang mga student visa, so sila ito yung services na nagawa sa kanila o malapit ng your visa will expire soon, so you have to renew or yung mga, kasi alam ko mag-expire lang naman siya if you're overstaying, tama? Pag overstaying na, ibig sabihin marami na siyang baksak. So, dun lang naman mag-expire. Usually naman yung visa na yan, it's good for the full duration ng college life nila dito. So, ilang taon yun. Maximum siguro mga 5 years na. So, pag more than 5 years na kayo siguro, yun nga, doon nagpapasa yung visa yun, student visa. Then, Center for Sports and Development, ito naman yung I think this one, ang panood nito nung last Saturday ba? Opening ng NCAA. So, wala lang si Brother Dodo, yung pinaka-president CSB, ang nahandon yung yung pinaka-head ng sports. So, sila yung nag-handle nun. Okay, then Student Involvement Unit, ito naman is, ano ba mong involvement? So, mga different involvement ng school, mga estudyante. So, sila yung nag-handle. So, depende kung anong involvement na yung mga estudyante sinalihan. Okay? So, may mga groups yan or club. Study and learning. Ito yung last time, yung last class ko, sabi nila, Miss, totoo, we have a lodging space sa school, sa CSB. Yes, meron kayong space sa STA, yung LRC, may space doon and you can sleep. Kaya maganda, during, kung maaga kayong pumasok and then kulang kayo sa sleep, yung mga couches doon, I think dati allowed kayong matulog. So, super sarap matulog doon. Kaya yung iba, wala nang pwesto pag to read, kaya doon na lang sila sa table, doon lang sila magbabasa. Kasi yung iba, na-occupy na nila yung buong sofa. So, I think mga ilang sofa yung meron doon. Paano? 5 yata. So, most of the students use them for sleeping. So pero meron din naman dito sa I think generator. I think hindi ko lang sure kung pwede matulog doon, pero yun yung area 24/7 na pwede kayong magstay. So for example, dun sa tinutuluyan niyo mainit, so you can stay at generator. Naka-aircon kayo doon, tapos pwede kayong mag-study, pwede kayong mag-laptop, kasi parang waiting area siya. Then school for, asan ba ako? Center for Exclusive Education. Ito I think this one is for the hindi lang to sa sa scholarship, I think for the disabled student din. Hindi naman disabled or may mga special learning needs. So, hindi lahat ng estudyante natin is yung normal may mga binibigyan tayo ng special, parang special treatment. For example, sa DEP. So sa DEP, pagkahalit siyempre hindi naman nila marinig. So hindi naman sila pinaforce mag-edit ng sounds, di ba? So napakalabo naman natin paggawa sa kanila mag-edit ng sounds. Lalo naman sa blind, napakahirap naman silang mag-edit ng graphics. So kung ano lang yung kaya, doon lang tayo. Okay, so sa School of Deaf Education and Applied Studies, so yun yung SDAS, which the department I belong to. So ito yung nag-handle naman ng all deaf students. So, not all deaf students parang talagang can't hear. So, some are hard of hearing. So, may difference yung dalawa. Hard of hearing can still hear a little. So, yung iba, totally cannot hear anything. Okay, so there are two different types of deafness. So, meron din also deaf na pinanganak siyang deaf. So, pag hindi siya makapagsalita ng normal, since hindi niya alam yung sounds ng normal na voice. Okay? Then, meron naman na deaf na nakakapagsalita. They can talk. Why? Because sila yung gradual na nawawala ng pang-hearing. Nagiging deaf na sila. So, parang yung mga old natin, mga senior citizen. So, ganun. Nagdi-deteriorate yung kanilang hearing skill. So, yun yung nakakapagsalita. But, eventually, yung quality ng voice nila nagbabago din. Okay, so then, student residence units or ito yung mga, I think, naka-dorm or meron kasi tayong dorm para doon sa mga sports students. So, may mga pabahay sila or pa-room. Okay? Ito yung mga nakatira doon sa student residence unit. Usually, scholar sila or sports scholar. So, pero yung iba, kung malapit lang, I think, hindi yata sila kasama doon. Nasaan na ba? Okay. So, next is the Center for Restorative Discipline. Okay. So, sino naman ang nagdi-discipline? CRD. Okay, sorry, assignment ko to. Hindi ko masyadong mag-gets kung sino dinidiscipline ito, tapos nire-restore yung discipline, di ba? Or baka, kasi meron na yung security eh. So, Center for ni-retain yung discipline sa school. Bago to Or baka part to ng security system natin. Pero sige, i-verify na lang natin sa student handbook natin. Okay, and then the student publication unit. This group of students are responsible for our magazines. So we have different types of magazine na nila-launch every year. So meron parang 3 yata. 3 books or 2. Not sure. Kasi during pandemic, walang lumabas na book tayo. Kasi nga, una, wala ng budget. Naubos yung budget natin for these activities. Second, yung estudyante, naka-online. So, parang dumating mas maraming schoolwork if yung class is online. Tama ba? So, mas dumadami assignment nila. So, yung mga extracurricular activities just like this one, medyo hindi na pa-prioritize. Kaya, hindi masyado marami yung natin. So, just in case, there are a lot of clubs sa sa school, hindi yung club na pwede nyo salihan, conforme sa course nyo. So, let's say sa STS, we have this BDA, Biniljan Deaf Association yata, tama. Biniljan Deaf Association. And then for the animation, may Animotion yata. And for the multimedia, there is Media Max. So may mga iba pa, yun lang yung na-recall ko kasi mas I started teaching at multimedia before, so 2001. Kaya mas malapit ako dati sa multimedia kaysa sa SDS. So I started teaching in NSDS, though dito ako naka-under. Nag-start lang ako mag-teach dito 2007. So after 7 years teaching in multimedia sa SDA, doon lang ako nag-start magturo sa SDS sa DEP. Kasi doon ako nag-full-time. Kasi during 2001 to 2007, part-time ako. Meron akong regular work during the day. So during the night lang ako makikita dito before. So then next is policies and processes. So these processes and policies are naka-list down sa student handbook natin. So medyo mahaba siya, tapos marami. So you have to, pwede nyo scan. Okay? Pwede, hindi nyo naman kailangang sobrang i-memorize. You can scan it and then learn ano yung mga, usually yung kung ano yung mga matatandaan nyo, yun yung maraming bawal. Okay? Set of ideas and plans that are used for basis of making decisions. So, yun yung mga policies ng school. Okay, so information is in the student handbook. So, Biniljan Lassalle identity, guiding principle, Biniljan expression of Lassallean core value, ELS CSB history, information of St. John Baptist de La Salle and St. Benil Ramanson, student rights, responsibilities, disciplines, grievances. Okay, these grievances, for example, hindi naman porky team rules, you have to accept lang din. Let's say, for example, meron binigay sa inyong case na they say that you violated this rules ng school. And then, hindi naman pala. So, parang false lang yung pagkakabigay sa inyo ng discipline. Pwede kayong mag-appeal or i-grievance nyo, ilaban nyo ng grievance. Okay, so just in case, medyo ano lang naman siya, parang alam nyo yung rights nyo at meron kayong proof, pwede siyang i-contest. Okay? So, pwedeng may grievances. So, academic information and enrollment process. Ito, nandun din sa student handbook. Enrollment, academic performance, and graduation. So, ito yung mga requirements. Pag yung sa academic performance nyo, ano yung nagme-merit ng Latin awards. Sorry, Latin nga ba? Okay. Basta yung award nyo, ano yung mga requirement to get summa cum laude, magna cum laude. So, and then also the dean lister. So, if you belong to, or if you are consistent dean lister, and then also a top notcher, before they have a monetary reward, hindi lang ako sure if meron pa ngayon. Okay, so, and then, academic information and enrollment process. So, enrollment, academic performance regulation. Okay, ito sinasabi ko pala. So, yun yung meron kayong guide. So, just in case na kalimutan nyo yung process niya, you can just go back and read about your handbook, student handbook. Okay, so I think hindi pa naman siya na-revise. Student organization and groups and support services na nandito rin. So, yung mga inopen natin kanina ng mga services and offices that can help you, nandun din sa student handbook, just in case nag-run down lang tayo. So, and then also the details of that offices, yung what they can do for you, nahandun din. Okay, just in case yung sinabi ko kulang or medyo may na-miss lang ako. Okay, next. Okay, synthesis. Realization of innovations and producing responsible and holistic graduate who imbibe both Dalsanian core values and its Benilde expression is also realization of objectives of the Education Act 1982 of producing graduates who are community builders. However, the reality is the process of molding and transforming does not happen overnight. Thus, practicing and following the college process and policies become essential. So, hindi naman kayo kagad biglang professional. So, there is certain processes and then also policies that you need to follow and also to study para maging complete, maging holistic ng inyong Benilde graduate or Benilde DNA is makompleto. Okay? So, this. So, next meeting, we're going to do this activity. Kasi nakalagay, fill in the blank challenge, bring me the support services. So fill in the blank challenge. Let's say I'm going to say a word and then you're going to fill kung ano yung word na kadoktong. Parang ano lang din yan. Parang College of also St. Benilde or College of Blank Benilde. So ano yung kulang? St. Parang mga ganun lang siya. So short lang siya and then I'm going to group you kung sino yung may tamang answer, correct answer per group. Yun yung mas may higher points. Okay? So, yun lang yung gagawin natin next meeting. So, part siya ng ating activity by. So, magpe-prepare pa ako ng materials para dito. Bring me support service. Ito yung mga offices. So, you have to review ano yung mga offices na available for you to help you. So, isa rin din to, review rin siya na for you to know what offices can help you. Okay? Para alam nyo rin if ever nandito na kayo sa school, alam yung office pupuntahan nyo just in case may kayong ganitong problem or may ganito kayong situation, so or may ganito kayong skill, so alam nyo kung saan kayo pupunta. And then our college milestone. So anong year ganito? Is it correct that there are 7 brothers who came here in the Philippines? So tama ba? 7 brothers ba? O 9 brothers? Okay? So yun parang true or false. Okay? So yun, fill in the blanks. So next meeting natin siya gagawin para medyo mahaba yung time natin for the first face-to-face natin activity. Okay, so ganun naman siya. Puro references na natin. Photo credits. So I'm going to group you into 5. So discuss natin yung group history that you have watched. So ito next meeting. So kindly read the activities for the milestone. Puro group into 5. So I'm going to group you into 5. Ngayon, my problem is for those who are absent. Also for those who are here now na not yet sure kung anong team sila. Next meeting, we will have a face-to-face class. So who among you na wala pang group or wala pang team? Okay, so for those who were not here, hopefully, next meeting, you can give me your team. So team A, for the team A, so sabi ko, may isang team. So for team A and team B, those are the student or group of student of team of students who are going to do face-to-face class. So for team A, sila yung first batch na we're going to meet up next meeting. So that will be on September 19. So for Group A, Team A, you will be here on September 19. You'll meet face to face. And then for Group or Team B, and then Team C, on September 19, you'll be online. Okay? I will also send you the link. So yung link naman natin is, kung ano yung link natin ngayon, hanggang sa matapos yung term, yun na yung link ng Zoom link natin. So pinsan pinapalitan ko lang yung date. Pero yung linkages natin sa Zoom is same lang. Then for Team B will attend face-to-face on September 26. And then Team A and Team C will be online. So alternate. Ako lang yung hindi nag-alternate sa school. Okay, pero dito here in SDS, we have alternating schedule. So what happened is, today, this week, will be face-to-face. Next week, online kami. Okay, so tayo, next week, online, face-to-face na. Meron na face-to-face, meron pa rin online. So, hybrid. Pero sa SDS is blended. Kasi pag sinang blended, it's dalawang type lang ng attendance. Online and face-to-face. And then during, I think, maglagay na ako ng schedule. So, for September 19, Team A will be here. B and C will be online. 26, Team B is here. A and C will be online. And then for October 3, and so on and so forth. Hanggang sa matapos yung term. Okay? So, ganun yung magiging schedule natin, alternating. So, you don't need to go to school every week. Yes, hindi ko nakita ko sino nagre-raise ng hands. Sorry, medyo maliit yung monitor ko. Oh.
Ako po, Ma'am Esposito. Wala po kasi akong team. So, ask ko lang po kung pwede ako mag-join ng Team A.
Esposito. Team A. Teka, sige, okay lang. So, wait lang. Kailangan ko malaman yung... Kailangan ko may sulat. Wala ka sa visuals ko. Late enrollee ka ba?
Opo, Ma'am.
Kaya wala ka pa dun. Kasi pinrin ko to na first week eh. Yes, Joshua, Mr. Caso.
Siguro po, this is in regards po sa face-to-face attendance ko. Kasi po sa IS prog po namin, there's a possibility po na mag-face-to-face po kaming lahat po kasi dinivide rin po kami sa roomies and zoomies po. So would it be possible po for someone in Team A to attend classes face-to-face po? Na day po ng Team B.
Okay. Parang nyari, for example, gusto mo para magkasunod yung schedule. Pwede rin. Kaya lang, ano ko nga ba gawin yung groupings niya? Yun yung problem ko yung sa groupings. Kasi usually, ang agreement namin ng CSBLIFE faculty, wag gulihin yung Team A, Team B sa groupings. Pero pwedeng umattend niya rin. For example, si Team A, a-attend siya sa schedule ng Team B, pwede yon. Just in case may mga problem niya rin, may emergency, may hindi siya makaka-attend ng schedule niya talaga. Pwede naman. Yun lang, sa groupings, mariretain ka dun sa group mo, dun sa kung saan team ka. Okay lang ba yan? Okay, sige. Pero may team A ka na, di ba?
Yes po. Pero since may classes rin po kami na face-to-face sa other than CSB Live po kasi po.
Okay, sige. Okay lang. Pero hindi ka naman every week attend. Or
Hindi
gusto
naman
mo
po. Actually, gusto ko nga po every week pero hindi naman ata po pwede.
Hindi kasi ang iniiwasan nga nila. Una, iniwasan nila mag-over 20 yung students sa classroom. Pero since A ka naman, pupunta ka sa B, okay lang. Kasi B is parang ilan lang sila sa B. So, hindi sila lalampas sa maximum of 20. So, pwede yun. Yun lang, yung ka-group mo, sa Team A ka pa rin. So, just in case mag-group kayo. Ang isa lang na nakikita kong mag-stay ka hindi, magdala ka ng ng gadget mo para makausap mo yung group mo. Just in case yung schedule mo naka-online. Tapos naka face-to-face ka. So, ganun, para makausap mo sila. Kasi, Ah, di parang dito kasi parang yung unang meeting namin discourage na magdala ng gadget yung estudyante since CSB Live naman daw siya. So, hindi naman daw nila kailangan ng laptop. Pero nakakatawa kasi mag-create sila ng project. So, paano sila mag-create ng project? Eh, wala silang gadget. Tapos, yun yung minsan yung minsan pinag-uusapan namin, paano gagawin? Di ba parang mahirap din. So, yun, pinayagan na kayo magdala ng gadget nyo, provided na fully charged siya kasi parang yung sa classroom walang mga outlet. Ayaw din naman nila nagkalat yung wire. Baka may mapatid. So, ganun yung mangyayari. So, just in case kailangan nyo mag-charge, meron mga area na nasa hallway yata na merong saksakan. So, you can charge outside ng room. So, ganun naman siya. Kasi hindi naman natin siya kukumpletuhin yung time natin. So, yung online and on-site. So, on-site pwede magstay ng room. Si online hanggang 90 minutes lang. So, ganun yung mangyayari sa atin. Pero ngayon, parang lumampas tayo. Sorry ah. Pero I think next meeting, medyo mahaba ang time natin. Kasi marami tayong activity na hindi ginawa ngayon. Yes.
Ako po ulit may question po. Kasi po, just like a couple of hours ago po, binaba daw po nila yung mask mandate po. Bababa rin po ba ng CSB yung mask mandate?
Kamagyan, ano yung max?
Face mask mandate po. Binaba na po ng government just recently po.
Nakita mo to. Nagkaklase ako kanina may face mask. So, ayan ang problema ko. Kasi nga, ngayon, paglabas mo dito sa school, lahat naka-face mask pa rin. So, pag pinabanan nila yung mandate na wala ng face mask, okay yun. Kaya lang kasi yung room natin naka-aircon. So, maganda siguro sa classroom, baka ganito tayo. Just in case, safety nyo na rin yan eh. Kasi nyari, yung mga classmate nyo, hindi naman natin alam kung sino hindi rin naman nila alam na minsan nakakuha sila ng virus, for example. So, maganda na kasi naka-enclose tayo sa aircon. So, pwede natin gumamit to. Pero alam ko, since vaccinated naman kayo, so yung tolerance natin dun sa mahawa is mataas na hindi mahawa. Tama? So, pero kung let's say mahina yung body system natin, so, I suggest, face mask pa rin. Okay? Para sa safety ng bawat isa sa atin. Ngayon, kung may mandate na wala ng face mask, yes, ako dun. Kasi mahirap huminga, sa totoo lang. And then, also, when we talk, parang medyo nakakover siya, mas lalo kung hindi maintindihan. Or, minsan, ako din, nag-harsh yung voice ko. So, baka hindi niyo ako maintindihan. So, yun. Hindi, actually sa akin. Lalo na yung face shield. Yun yung pinaka-main problem ko dati yung face shield, parang nakakalula. Pwede kayong tumumba dun eh. Tsaka, mas mahirap huminga. So, since ngayon, face mask, pwede na rin sana nga, mawala na rin yun. Just in case na talagang bumaba na yung cases ng COVID natin. So, sana nga, just pray for it na lang na mawala na yung COVID na yun. So, para wala nang storbo sa atin pag nagdaan. Actually, storbo siya. Lalo na kung nakasalamin kayo, tapos may face mask. Pag huminga kayo ng lahat ng magkakaroon ng shadow yung salamin. Okay. So, pag binaba naman yung mandate, susunod naman tayo doon. Okay? Especially dito sa Manila. I think sa Cebu, binaba na no? Sa Cebu, hindi na required. Especially doon sa mga outdoor, wala na. So, tingnan natin kung ano yung mga susunod naman. Susunod naman tayo dyan. Okay, mag-alala. Okay? So, any more questions? So, magbibigay ako ng listing, tapos kung ano yung mga required na dalhin nyo sa school. Nalagay ko na rin doon sa listing, tsaka yung link ng health declaration natin na form. Okay? May question pa? Yes?
Sorry po kung marami pong question
Okay
po. Pero,
lang. Ibig sabihin, yung mga classmate mo na doon, nagiging aware din.
by any chance po kaya na-receive niyo po yung email ko po regarding the recommendation letter po?
Ikaw ba yun?
Yes po.
Okay, so sorry kasi may nabasa ako na scan ko lang siya. Sabi ko, Ang recommendation to, sa sinisip ko kasi graduate. Sabi ko, may alumni ba akong dep na ganitong name? So, nag-iisip ako. Isip ko, recommendation for work. Kasi hindi ko masyado pa siya nabasa lahat. So, sorry. Kailan may recommendation na to, deadline?
Sana today kasi today po yung submission po for the Frosh recommendation sa CSB Life po.
Ako na lang ba yung kailangan mag-recommend?
Yes, actually po.
Ganito, sin baka kulangan ako ng oras. Kasi papauwi na rin ako ngayon eh.
Siguro po okay lang po na kahit tomorrow na lang po or by Wednesday po. Kasi nagtanong na rin naman po ako sa Comelec po.
Okay. Pero sige, sige. Isip ko kasi kung ano yung ano yung content ng recommendation. Meron ka bang sample ng content? Para alam ko na, para mas mabilis na, masend ko na kagad sa'yo.
Wala po currently pero
Wala siyang
wala po siyang sample po.
Okay. Sige, magtatanong na ako kay Miss Marge. Salamat sa reminders. Sulat ko na
Sige
lang.
rin po.
At kaya sabi ko, may dep student ba ako nang hihingi ng recommendation? Kasi usually nanghihingi sa akin ng recommendation mga dep student ko. Sabi ko na kung baka hindi ko ito magawa. Kailangan, wait. Ito. Kailangan ko ng bilugan ng iyong name. Kailan ba election nyo?
Ang election po is before midterms po. So, ayun.
What's that? Okay, sige. For now, see you next Monday. Try ko mamaya pagdating ko sa bahay. So, wag lang sana ako nabugbog ng biyahe. Medyo 2 hours ang biyahe namin pauwi. Okay, so see you next meeting. See you guys. Babalik pa ako ng antique na speaker. So, kung wala ng question, see you next Monday. Ano ba ito? Ba't mo
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Ingat po.
Ingat po.
Maingay. Kaya naman sinagot. Yes. Villafranca, Carl. Yes, may question ka? Carl Beans? Carl Beans. Villafranca. Wait lang Thank you. Buti na hindi ko pa pinang. Letter C ka, di ba? Team C? Na-record ko naman. Okay. Team C. Kasi sumabat. Carlos, sumabat. What team are you? Tsaka Lim Lance. Anong team kayo? Team A, Team B, Team C. Which? Hindi ito pala kayong dalawa.
Thank you po, Mes. Ingat po kayo.
Okay. Si Lance and Lim and then Mr. Carlos sumabat. Team kayo. Oh, anong team kayo? Hi guys. Before I close the Zoom link, can you please tell me what's your team? Mr. Lim and Mr. Sumabat? Mr. Lim, Mr. Sumabat? Mr. Lim, Mr. Sumabat? Can you inform me kung anong team kayo? Mr. Lim, Mr. Sumabat? Mr. Lim, Mr. Sumabat? Thirdly, Mr. Sumabat. What team are you? Cheers.